Hi guys, my name is Trinh and today I'm here to do a book review and discussion for Ghost of the Shadow Market by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brandon, Maureen Johnson, Kelly Link, and Robin Wasserman. So if you don't know, I read this book for the very first time last year when it was first published. And the thing is, I did film a video for this book, but I never got around to editing the video because back then I was just not in the mood to edit the video and upload it. So here I am doing this again because it feels weird to not do a video for this book. So basically, Ghost of the Shadow Market is a bind-up book of 10 novellas. All of them center around Brother Zachariah, who is a important character in the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and obviously if you have read the Infernal Devices trilogy, then you know who he is. But then again, it's also about the other characters as well because there's so many characters in this universe. I'm gonna give this book 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good, it was enjoyable, and basically what I did was I rated each short story and then I found the average at the end. I think that's about it because now I'm going to jump into the discussion section. So I'm going to talk about each short story. I'll have the timestamp down in the description box below because I think it's just easier to have the timestamp so you can just click on the ones that you want to go to. If you have read this book, then of course stay so we can discuss what's going on in this book. But if you have not read this book, then of course leave and read this book, then come back, okay? Goodbye. The very first one is Cast Long Shadows. This one is about Matthew Fairchild. He is the child of Henry and Charlotte, and I love them so much. I don't understand this thing about Alistair Carstairs, and it's so weird that he's such a shitty person because his sister is Cordelia. We have been told that she is an amazing character, and of course we're going to know all about these characters in Chain of Gold, which is very exciting. But still, in this short story and then in another one, you know, from Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, Alistair is a dick. He is a bully. In this short story, he basically tells Matthew that his father is Gideon Lightwood, and then Matthew actually believes it. He buys a potion from this warlock.
Yes, hi, just want to say that she's not a warlock, she's actually a fairy. I got my down waters mixed up. I think throughout this video I have said that she's a warlock, but she's not. She's a fairy. I'm just dumb, okay? I'm sorry.
He buys a potion from her. He put it in his mom's food. His mom got poisoned, and then the baby in her belly is dead. When Charlotte collapsed, Henry literally jumps out of his wheelchair to catch her. It's just so fucking sad, okay? This shit is so sad. And then at the very end, this is just like a nice cherry on top. Even though this shit is so sad, we see Will and Jem walking, talking. That's what I want, okay? I love them so much. For this short story, Cast Long Shadows, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 stars. The next one is Every Exquisite Thing. So this one is about Anna Lightwood. So in the beginning, we find out that Anna likes to wear men's clothes. She has a crush on Aratne. I think that's like the new character's name. And this part, I remember the first time I was reading this, I was just so shook because I did not expect this to happen. There is insta love in this, and honestly, I'm not a big fan of that because I feel like it was just so rushed because they know each other for literally a week. They declared that they love each other. I don't remember if they did, but I know that Anna literally says, I am falling in love with this woman, and then we find out that Aratne, she is marrying Charles in a year. I could not believe it. Charles is the oldest child of Charlotte and Henry. This is going to be so complicated because Charles and Anna are, you know, friends in some way because their parents are friends. But this is going to be so complicated. Charles is marrying someone that Anna is in love with, and then eventually they have to break up. They broke up in this short story, and honestly, I'm really glad that Anna is the bigger person in this situation because I don't like the way that Aratne is handling this because she basically said like, yeah, I'm marrying him in a year, but in the meantime we can still be together. And it's like, bruh, you're cheating, okay? That is clearly cheating. I'm really glad that Anna is going to get herself out of this. And then also in this short story, we see Jem trying to find Tessa's fathers. I thought that this was like a thing that was done, you know? Like, we dealt with this situation in Clockwork Princess and then we're done. But turns out we're not. I didn't know that when it comes to this Eidolon demon, there's multiple Eidolon demons, you know? Turns out Tessa's demonic father is a prince of hell, the brother of Asmodee and Samuel. I don't know how to say the names, to be honest. But when I saw that, I was just like, wait a fucking minute. The brother of Asmodee, that demon, that prince of hell, is the father of Magnus Bane. You're telling me that Tessa is related to Magnus. I think they're cousins. I'm assuming that this whole thing about Tessa's father is going to be explored in Chain of Gold, and I think it makes sense because they're at that point where they're kind of paranoid about her demonic heritage because James Herondale and Lucy are inheriting some demonic aspects from their mother because Tessa is a warlock. So I do understand why we get like a sneak peek of it, but we don't know much about it. The ending's really great. I love that Cicely and Gabriel are very supportive of Anna. Anna inherits the ruby necklace. So overall, I really appreciate this short story. I gave this short story 4.5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was really good, and I cannot wait to see more of these characters in Chain of Gold. The next one is Learn About Loss. Jem and sister Amelia are in the United States. The sad part about this is that this is around the time when Will is about to die. So I think Will is much older, and if you don't remember, Will died of old age. It's so sad, and yes, I did cry. We meet a greater demon named Belial. This whole conversation between Jem, Amelia, and then this greater demon is a mindfuck. The first time I read this, I was just so confused. And then of course, I reread this book in February and I was still confused. I just did not understand what the hell is going on. This short story is probably one of my least favorites because I think it's just so weak. The only good thing is that at the end, we see Jem and Will reuniting again through this vision thing. I don't even know. So when it comes to this short story, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 stars. It was just underwhelming and I don't really care about it. The only good thing is the Jem and Will thing. That's it. The next short story is A Deeper Love, and there are some trigger warnings for this. War and death, because this takes place during World War I. Oh, never mind. This is the Second World War. World War II, sorry. This takes place in the 1940s. That's when bad things are happening to a lot of European countries because I believe this takes place in London. However, it is not looking really good because first of all, there's smokes everywhere and there's a lot of places that have been bombed and a lot of people are dying. This is a few years after Will died. So Will died, I believe, in 1936. Tessa is grieving. She's not feeling really good, obviously, because her husband has passed away. In this short story, Jem is injured, and let me tell you, the first time I read this, I was not okay because I was like, if he fucking die, I'm going to sue someone. So we learned from Katarina that Tobias Herondale's son has survived because if you don't remember, there is a story about Tobias Herondale and his wife. I forgot her first name, but I know that she's a blackthorn, and basically Tobias commit treason and his wife has to fucking die, and of course she was pregnant at the time, but luckily Katarina got the baby out and then she went to the United States and then she raised the boy. Roland is the last Herondale, and then of course he has a Fae wife, and then they have a child, and then we get that lost family, that lost Herondale. I'm going to give this story 4 out of 5 stars because it is about Jem and Tessa, and I'm a sucker for you know, Jem, Tessa, and Will, so I like this a lot. The next one is The Wicked Ones, and a trigger warning for this short story is child abuse. This one is definitely one of my favorites because I just think this is really good. We have 2 different storylines for this short story, and I like how they both converge together. So Jem is still trying to find the lost Herondale, and I believe this takes place in like 1980s. We find out that Rosemary is the lost Herondale, and Rosemary is Kit's mother. We also follow Celine, who is Shay's mom. So she is 17 years old in this short story, and I could not believe that her parents abuse her like this. This is literally physically and emotionally abusive because they beat her whenever she doesn't do a good job, and their excuse is because we love you, we should punish you for this because you could have done better. And that to me is so toxic. And of course she's at the point where she's in love with Stephen Herondale, but she knows that he can never ever love her like that because he is married and he is with someone else. So Celine wants Stephen's dick so bad, she's willing to accept Stephen's half-ass love. She knows he will never love her the same, but she wants him. She's willing to do horrible things at the end to get him. So we see Valentine in this, and of course he is still so manipulative and very evil because he's tricking the people around him, but then also he kills a warlock at the very end. oh my god, we find out that the two people who have been played are Celine's parents. I think there's hints that they're going to die. Celine does not save them because Valentine gives her an ultimatum, like, you can, you know, speak up and save your parents, or you can just shut the fuck up and then I will give you Stephen Herondale. And she chose the latter, and honestly I don't blame her in this situation. And it's not because like I agree that she should get Stephen Herondale, it's just the fact that she doesn't really have a good reason to save her parents. They don't love her the right way. They have been very, very abusive to her for years, and it has such a huge effect on Celine. Overall, I think this short story is really, really good. It's very dark, and of course we see some characters that pop up and I hate them. I hate Valentine. I'm going to give this short story 5 out of 5 stars. I think this is definitely one of the stronger ones. The next one is Son of Dawn. So this one is about Raphael, Jem, and Chase. Raphael asks Jem for help, and it turns out that the Yin Fan is being smuggled into New York, and Raphael does not want that to happen. Chase is also coming to New York to live with the Lightwoods, and there is like a fight on the ship. It's just like great to see the Lightwoods with Chase, because Chase has gone through so much, you know, because he saw his father being killed, and then of course he has to go live with the Lightwoods. I'm just really happy with this. It's not my favorite, but it's just really nice and short and it's cute. So I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 stars. The next one is The Land I Lost, and this is also one of my favorite short stories from this book. It's about Alec and Lily going to Buenos Aires. Is that how you say it? I cannot say it. I'm so sorry. I cannot speak Spanish if you don't know. It's so funny because Lily is fucking wild. And honestly, I just really relate to Lily because she is Asian. Let me see. She's Asian. She's pansexual. She loves Jem and she loves children. That is me in a nutshell. But not just that, Alec is such a dad. He is daddy material, some would say. The female werewolves are disappearing. We see Raphael, you know, the young kid. So of course we get the tale of the first heirs. The king of the Unseelie Court and the queen of the Seelie Court had a baby named Aureline. When she grows into her full power, all of the fairy will fall under shadow. She ran away and came into the mundane world. She fell in love with Roland Herondale. I literally said Mother Hawthorne is ridiculous because she's vengeful, and she hates the Herondale so much because the Herondale steals Aureline away from her. But it's like, chill, okay? Because of her hatred for the Herondale, she tricks Matthew Fairchild in the first short story. I just don't like her. She's very vengeful, so I'm not a big fan of that. In this short story, Alec is just so amazing. He's so brave. I love that he's a really great role model for a lot of shadow hunters. He and the other shadow hunters rescued the werewolf woman, and then of course we find out that they were experimented on and a lot of them were killed, so that was just really upsetting. At the very end, Magnus and Alec adopt Raph. Is that how you say his name? Raphael, you know, the young kid. Overall, it's just really sweet, and I love that we get to see so many queer characters in this and how they are just doing their thing, like they're being good people. And I love that at the end we have this family of 2 dads with their 2 adopted sons. You can tell that Alec and Magnus are trying their best to be great parents to their children. So I love this short story very much, and of course I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 stars because it deserves 5 out of 5 stars. The next one is Through Blood, Through Fires. The writer spares Tessa and Jem. So they kill Rosemary at the very beginning, and like I said, Tessa and Jem, they are really late, but it's just so surprising that the writer spares them. Now, let's talk about Tessa changing into Rosemary, and then of course she almost dies. This immortal warlock almost dies. Tessa and Jem are together, and you're really going to do this to me? And honestly, I'm really glad that she survives because I would have lost my shit right there. She kept switching back and forth to Tessa, then to Rosemary, and then of course we get to see flashbacks of Rosemary. We learn that she and her family have been on the run for years. Basically, Rosemary leaves the house for a while, and then when she comes back, her parents are like chopped up and their body parts are on the lawn, and it's just really horrible. And she runs away, and yeah, that's when she gets together with, what's his name, Jack? Is that it? Johnny Rook? You get it. Her life is just so fucking sad. If you think about it, she literally sacrifices her love with her husband to protect the kid. So anyway, Tessa is pregnant in this short story, and that is why she has a hard time going back to her original form. I think it's just so important to have discussion about being in love while you're immortal, because Tessa has done this twice with Will the first time, and then we're doing it again with Jem. It's going to be really hard because deep down we know that Jem is going to die because he's mortal and he is going to grow old, he's gonna age, and he's gonna die. I just think about Tessa and the fact that she's immortal and she has witnessed a lot of people in her life die, because like she has made a family with Will, but not just that, she has made a family with the other characters from the Infernal Devices trilogy. She has seen all of them die, especially Will, but she's willing to endure the pain for the love that Jem is gonna give her, the love that the baby is gonna give her. It's just to me, Tessa is one of the strongest characters because I don't think anyone could survive that. It's one thing to do it once and survive it. It's another thing to do it again. She did it with Will. She's doing it again with Jem. And she's willing to do it because she loves him that much. So anyway, with this short story, I'm going to give this 5 out of 5 stars. I love it very much. It's very important regarding Rosemary, but then also with Jem and Tessa, and of course, the new baby. The next one is The Lost World. So basically, this takes place after Queen of Air and Darkness. So we see Ty and Livy. Ty is at the Charlemagne's and Livy is back, kinda. So we see her, they're connected. They are really connected. Basically, when they're far apart, Livy is not okay because like she has these thoughts that makes me really nervous. Honestly, it's just so sad because in this short story we see her wanting to live and being really mad that she's dead. I get it, okay? I'm really mad that you're dead too, Livy. So in this short story, Tessa is about to give birth, and oh my god, the baby is named after Will, obviously, Will Herondale, and her name is Wilhelmina. That's such a cute name. Honestly, like when I first read it, I was like, oh yes. The nickname is Mina. Oh my god, that's just so adorable. This Dimitarn thing is so weird. So I believe it's in the Charlemagne's, and I forgot what it is, but it's just really creepy because Livy is being pulled towards it multiple times in the short stories. And I think Magnus talks about how when you look at it, it will tell you the future, but when Livy looks at it, it's just blackness. I think it's just to indicate that she's dead and there's no future for her, you know? I don't know, but it's just really weird because it was brought up multiple times in this short story, so I just want to bring it up. I'm going to give this short story 3.5 out of 5 stars. And now the very last one, Forever Fallen. Let's talk about the baby Mina. She's so cute. Oh my god. So Kit and Mina, and of course we have Jem, Tessa, Kit, and Mina as a family, and they live in a castle, which is so funny to me. So it's just really sad to hear that Johnny Rook doesn't really love Kit. The thing is, Johnny Rook loves his wife so much, but I think when things got flipped around, how Rosemary has to go away and Johnny Rook has to take care of Kit, has to raise him and all that stuff, he doesn't really love his son like that. He loves his wife more, and that's just really sad. Kit is aware of it. I think he acts like everything is fine, you know, but deep down he's very hurt. So we have Evil Jace in this, and I fucking hate him. The thing is, I don't like the storyline. His name is Janice in this. I just want to bring this up because I make this connection last week and I told Sandy about it. Janice, Evil Jace, is literally, I kid you not, he is literally Joe Goldberg from the show You. Exactly the same. Where did I start with this comparison? The fact that they're both killers, and then of course they want the girl that they love. Joe wants Beck, and then Janice wants Clary, and then they both care about children. So Joe cares about Paco and Ellie. Janice cares about Ash. But that's different because Ash has like some weird power. Basically, Ash can make the people around him care for him. That's different. But still, they are literally the exact same person. I don't know what's gonna happen, to be honest. I don't care about the storyline. It's gonna pop up in the future. I just know it. So I'm going to give this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It was average in my opinion. The only good thing is Kit and Tessa and Mina and Wait, what? Jem, Tessa, Kit, Mina. That is the only thing I care about. So that is it for Ghost of the Shadow Market by Cassandra Clare and the other authors. There's so many. This book was thick, but I'm so glad I reread this because I am so ready for Chain of Gold. So like I said, I will have the timestamps for each short story down in the description box below. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.